Okay, Aries. So as far as your hopes, your expectations, we have the beautiful Temperance card. And the Temperance card is all about the calm after the storm. So what I feel is that a lot of you have maybe had, you know, some rough patches, some arguments, some conflict, because the Temperance card is really about, you know, hoping for a more peaceful and harmonious experience in regards to love. This is about not taking as much action this month, and this is about, you know, really stepping back so that you can consider your next move in love. I feel like a lot of you have learned from what you have gone through as far as love goes, and as you can see, this beautiful figure, she's taking the cups of emotion and she's going back and forth and back and forth. And so I feel that you are learning from past mistakes. You're figuring out what has worked for you and what has not. And you are kind of pausing and stepping back and using this kind of sense of moderation and balance to kind of come to that happy medium, that happy place where you feel good. Temperance is also one of the cards for Sagittarius. And so I do have to say that some of you might be hoping for a relationship with a Sagittarius. And this card represents, you know, travel, learning, and teaching. So I feel that a lot of you Aries are in a spiritual place this month as far as your love life goes, that you are open and adventurous and seeking travel, seeking new experiences, and you're not just impulsively jumping into things as much. I feel like you're really trying to get a handle on what you have learned about your temperaments and your personality, and how you can find that happy place, that happy medium in love. Some of you might be actually planning to get away this month in July. I mean, as you can see with this card, it's very beautiful. This figure is outside amongst nature with these beautiful flowers and this rainbow. And so I do feel that some of you might be taking a trip, just kind of seeking to spiritually rejuvenate yourself. And the Temperance card suggests a time of inner peace, and really coming to the place where you're willing to look beyond. If there's been struggles or fights or conflicts in the past, I feel that you're at this place where you're ready to forgive and you're ready to let bygones be bygones. So maybe someone has caused you pain, and even though it's been difficult, I feel a lot of you are at this place of seeing the big picture, and you're understanding that any pain inflicted, you know, in a relationship, even though it was tough, it was necessary to get to that next step. So some of you, it could even be, you know, there's been a separation or a divorce, just something, you know, this is the calm after the storm. So for as far as a hope, a lot of you are feeling more optimistic. Like even if there's been something sad or painful, you believe that, you know, tomorrow's a new day, the future is bright, I'm going to learn from my mistakes, and let's move forward. If some of you are hoping for a Sagittarian partner, this is a great sign for you. Aries and Sagittarius is awesome. If it's not a Sagittarius, it could be someone that has kind of that fiery energy, because this card is really just indicating great harmony and peace, and really, I feel striking that right balance and having mutual respect and love for that person. So a lot of you are kind of coming into this month with a greater understanding and a stronger sense of your own purpose and direction. I do feel that some of you will be meeting a strong spiritual, you know, a partner that has a strong spiritual connection, because they're with this rainbow and the angelic wings. This is a strong spiritual karmic energy. So that's the beautiful thing about you, Aries, is that you do sense the spiritual realm. Aries are very intuitive that way. And you might meet this person while traveling for some of you. Okay, so as far, Aries, as the obstacle, we have the Hangman. So the Hangman, I mean, you can just kind of see on the surface, this person isn't going anywhere. And for the Aries nature, that can be a challenging place to be. So I feel what the obstacle is that for some of you, you may be coming to a more spiritually harmonious place within yourself and a more balanced place within yourself. However, with that, the universe may be putting on hold some of your relationships or some of the ability to move forward in relationships. And with the Hangman, it represents when no matter what we try to do, it just does not work out. So no matter how much we're trying to plan or force life to obey our commands and desires, it's not going to happen, okay? And so for a powerful fire energy that is all about movement forward, does not like to wait, this can be frustrating. So the challenge is going to be to not become impatient if the universe is halting moving forward in some way, shape or form in relationships, or to become negative and frustrated. And instead of fighting this feeling of restriction, accepting that maybe the universe is putting this on hold so that you can find the right balance. And maybe it's forcing you to step back and to quiet yourself and to just take time out. The obstacle is also going to just be that, you know, the more you fight this, the more you fight what is happening and try to struggle against it, you know, the more futile it's going to be. And the universe in some ways may have you forcing you to surrender to the situation and let it go. For as much as you want to fight and, you know, use your power, use your Aries fire, it's only going to deplete your energies this month. And so the challenge is going to be, you're either going to be really heading into this beautiful, peaceful, spiritual, balanced energy, because that's what you spiritually and subconsciously want to do. You're either going to be moving in that direction and surrendering and letting go, or the obstacle or the challenge is going to be if you fight it and try to force something to work. It's only going to deplete your energies and cause more frustration, despair, negativity, and pessimism. So for this month, you know, you have beautiful energies coming in, but I feel like there's no point in trying to force it because you're just not going to get anywhere. I feel that a lot of you Aries have learned, and so some of you are accepting this Hanged Man position, because some of you have realized now that if you continue to just rush around, acting impulsively, not stopping to think in regards to relationship, you're realizing that that's not working for you anymore. And so you kind of accept that there's a lesson that you need to learn, and this is about true understanding. And so part of you, I feel, is accepting of this. And also you see that this person is just kind of doing their own thing. They're going solo. They're going alone. And this is going to give a lot of you a lot of time and space to go in and meditate on your situation. And because this is a general reading, I'm keeping it general. So some of you this month are just going to be reflecting on how you got where you are, and how you can make sense of it and how you can connect it to your spiritual path. So like I said, a really beautiful month for you. And this is about taking time out to go within and connect to your spiritual purpose in life, and to see if your current relationships are on that same path. Are they truly serving your highest purpose, Aries? You're being challenged to view your situation from a different or even higher perspective and a bigger picture. And sometimes the only way to do that is to slow down and be forced to be still. And I know for an Aries, that is not an easy task. The other obstacle that the Hangman can point out is that, you know, the tendency can be to feel victimized or punished, but try to view this as actually a blessing in disguise. And that, like I said, you are going to be able to see why you have come to this place, and there's so many lessons for you so that you know how to move forward in a current relationship, or whether you want to be alone, or whether you even want to start a new relationship. So like I said, I mean, I honestly feel like this is a very spiritual month for you, Aries. I feel like a lot of you are just taking stock of your life and where you are in life. Maybe it has met your expectations. Maybe it has not. Maybe love has been disappointing. And you feel that you have a higher spiritual calling and that you dream big. And so if relationships have not measured up for you, or your own life purpose has not, you're really seeking this time to reflect. And the outcome we have actually is the star reversed. And the star reversed is the sign of Aquarius. So I always just on the surface have to relate that to some of you might be dealing with an air sign, Aquarius. When the star is in reverse, it talks about that some of you might be battling with you know, losing faith in life and having fears of what tomorrow will bring. And it's quite the opposite of who you truly are, Aries, because you kind of are this light. You are this shining star that has that faith, has that optimism, has that belief in life, and almost like that childlike spirit. So when it's in the reverse, I do feel like some of you are struggling with kind of lacking hope and lacking trust that things are going to work out. So a lot of you are kind of, you're soul searching, you're going deep, and some of you may be afraid of what others are thinking or afraid to be yourself. And, you know, this is kind of this is your soul purpose, because Aries, you are meant to be yourself. That is who you're meant to be, and to be a leader and to stand out. And so for some of you, because of maybe your hopes have been dashed in love, maybe you have not been loved, you put your heart out and you put it out in such a pure and open way, and it was not received. And so that, you know, over time that begins to erode and affect you. However, the gift is that you really are valuable, and the true faith and optimism that you naturally have is your gift. And so I do feel like it's about regaining that. And if you have been hurt, to go within, find out the areas where you're not loving yourself, or if you're not believing someone else will love you, and take some time out. Take some time out for yourself. This can indicate just being in a traumatic relationship, just being in a relationship that could have been abusive, controlling, and that for some of you, you're going to need to take some time out. Some of you might want to get counseling. And it's just, some of your heart, your purity has lost its natural childlike faith and optimism. And I think that happens to everyone in life. You know, we all start out as little children, and, you know, we just get these hits in life. And so sometimes we just have to go back within and reconnect with God and spirit and our own self, so that we can rejuvenate, so that we can go back out. This is about having, you know, Aries, you have incredibly wonderful creative gifts and talents, and some of those talents have been hidden or denied. And I feel like a lot of you are being kind of put in this place so that you step back and find those areas that have been neglected. And the universe is saying, don't let that talent and love go to waste. So interestingly enough, Aries, I feel like this month is more about you than anyone else. I mean, you might be traveling, you might be meeting new people, and I feel like you're going to have a better grasp on relationships. You're balancing your energies. But at the end of the day, I feel like this is about fueling the faith within yourself again, and flaming the fire, your own passion, your own belief, your own optimism. And so that's what this month is about for you, and taking time out if necessary to clear out the old, to make way for the new. But the beautiful thing is that you're hopeful, Aries. You have faith, you have optimism, you want to take the higher path, you want to have that vision. So I think it is going to be a beautiful month for you. And as you continue to heal, you're going to open yourself up to new possibilities or even greater depth of love in your current relationships. So I really hope this has helped you. If it has, I would appreciate if you would like, subscribe to this channel.